WTMP HD, Egypt Lake, Tampa, and now on 102.1 in Pinellas County.
Alrighty. Tampa Bay! It's that time again. I am so ecstatic this week because, like I keep telling you guys, I mean, and I keep saying it because it's true. Every week after each show, I get a call from somebody in the community at large, somebody I don't know. Some people I wouldn't have expected, but and they even said good stuff about Gabriel last week. So
some new adoring fans.
Somebody even commented, and it wasn't negative about Gabriel. So that let me know, things are changing, things are looking up. Because usually, when I get calls and conversations about the show from most of the folks in the black community, it's Fire Gabriel,
Eddie, how many years has this been going on now?
13 years.
Yeah, 13 years. The
so finally, Gabriel, you have grown on to most of the community. Because it may be some people out there still don't like you, but
they don't know me.
But they ain't complaining yet.
But they know me is to love me,
Yeah,
because they always call me the racist Hispanic married to a black woman.
And
so I'm like, I don't know what's up with that.
Growing like black mold.
Growing like black mold.
Growing like black mold.
That.
That's a catchphrase.
There you go.
And I got to clean up something before I start the show this week. Last week, what I was telling you about, that was my life. That was when I was a kid. Rats and roaches would eat you and bite you and do things to you if you went to bed dirty, and we had to clean up and all that kind of stuff. In no way do I want you to think I was talking about people here in Tampa. That was 50, 60 years ago. That was when I was a kid. Poverty is poverty. I mean, they got poor folks everywhere. And you think poor folks is got it bad here? I've actually done some traveling. I went down to the Bahamas. The first time I went to the Bahamas, they got people in the Bahamas still literally in the Bahamas, 90 miles off the coast of Florida, still living in huts with dirt floors, no windows, no doors. So I'm just saying, they got poor folks everywhere, and I know stuff is happening here, and it should be better in 2022 than it was when I was coming up and when I was a child and when I was going through the stuff, that I was going through. But according to what I have been hearing here of late, ain't much change. And I mean ain't much change. They still got toilet flush bubbles up in your shower, bubbles up in your tub. You still got rats, you still got roaches, you still got black mold, you still got all kind of stuff that's unhealthy. The people who own these buildings are getting paid millions, not thousands, millions of dollars from the federal government, and those checks come every month. Matter of fact, I used to be part of an organization that used to own Oakhurst. Oakhurst got 200-something units, and the people who own them didn't get a dime. Did not make any money off 200-something units. But the federal government paid a management team millions of dollars a month to manage, take care, and maintain those units. So I kind of know both sides of how this thing works. And for the management team, they get paid so much per unit, and they get paid to operate and maintain. And all the money they don't spend maintaining and operating, they get to keep. So there are some capitalistic things going on here that has to do with the basic ideology of rich folks, poor folks, and the poor you are, the less money rich folks want to spend on it. You know, because you know that's pretty much how most of the big cities, you know, have made it through and by and what they got going on. Because the more poor folks you got, the more money you getting paid to do nothing, and that's the way they see it. So to make these people go in Silver Oaks and all these other complexes and literally cut out all the sheetrock with black mold in it and replace it with new uninfected sheetrock. I want to see that because again, at the end of the day, they're getting paid millions of dollars, pretty much right now, not to do that. That's why so many complexes within in the black community are literally unlivable, being paid for by the government to make them livable, but they're not. And nobody's checking, nobody's concerned. And you got a couple people blowing the whistle now. This is an election year. I'm gonna tell you something, black folks. If you want to get something done, now is the time to do it. Now is the time to stand up, holler, complain. You know, do like the guy said. You know, on the TV program, stick your head out the window and say, "I'm mad as hell."
Yeah.
I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna stop, and it's not gonna stop. And
I'm not gonna take it anymore. That's it.
That's what he said. Yeah, I'm not gonna take it anymore. So okay, we got a caller. Let me go ahead and get the show started, and then we'll take a caller, and then I get the show started. Caller, welcome to Porch Talk Radio on this fine Saturday afternoon. Who are you? Where you calling from? And what say you? Hello.
Good evening, Eddie Adams. It is Candy Lowe.
Oh, wait, is Candy Lowe in person?
Candy Lowe
herself?
Oh my Lord.
We're honored. We're honored, sister.
We just went to our last stop, Eddie. Let me say first off, I want to say thank you to WTMP for always participating with the Black Business Club Tour, partnering with us, sponsoring over the years, making sure that our community know about the Black Business Club Tour, the importance of us spending with our small African American businesses in this city since 2006 to present. And also support Talk Radio. Eddie, you was with us when we started, you and Tim Horton, and I can't say enough about how excited we are today supporting the black-owned businesses. This is the first big bus tour since the pandemic started. We're on our motor coach bus today. Anthony Youngblood, chartered company that we've had with us, black-owned, absolutely garbage since 2017. He is the official bus company that we have been using here in the city. We have 55 passengers, 54 passengers today, and we shop like the other buses, we got two buses. Yeah, we have two buses out today, but our bus is headed back to the NAACP space that I hear. It is jam-packed over there. We have over 50 vendors that are there, Eddie. Food trucks. It is an economic day of supporting our African American business in the city of Tampa.
And Candy, I'm gonna tell you something I know you know, but New York, Atlanta, all these other big cities, nobody in the country is doing this like it's being done right here in Tampa Bay by you.
Thank you so much, Eddie. Eddie, you know the history. That's why you and so many others, the first 2 years, able to see that. The first 2 years, the license structure was every single month.
Right.
Going out to American businesses. Today, Eddie, we went to 8 different small African American businesses, and all I can feel was the capacity of women
Right.
throughout the city of Tampa. You have a small black-owned business today. Jump on board. Let someone know in the city on your social media that you got a special going, you got a 10% off, and you're part of this economic empowerment day here in the great city of Tampa. So we're excited about it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Candy. And Candy, let me add my 2 cents to it. And we got the black community supporting the black businesses. and I'm gonna make it my business to make sure the city of Tampa does the same thing. That the city of Tampa needs to support black businesses by doing and providing services and allowing them to provide the city services, and that money coming into the community and cycling its way through also.
Yes, I totally agree. It's definitely time for a step up and a change here in our city. And, we're doing it big here. Tampa may be, but I want to say Tampa is leading the country in supporting black-owned businesses. And thank you so much, Eddie and Gabriel and Brother Tim for allowing me to be on. And also to Howard Word that's there this morning, allowing me to jump on. Our Senator Dal Rusan, our State Representative Diane Hart, and also Lee after the show today as well. So we're excited. So I will see everybody back at 5101 North 40th Street, where Austin is. Love you so much, guys.
Thank you
God
so
bless.
much. I got a parade this afternoon, but I'm gonna go by there right after the show so I can be involved in all the community activity and see all the folks there. Because Porch Talk Radio is a vital part of this community, and so is Candy Low Black Business Bus Tour.
Ooh, that woman's got a passion to help her people that is absolutely amazing. I pray she can multiply that with other people getting involved, Eddie.
Oh, yeah.
And finally, changes will happen.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna have to.
It's coming. Okay, I guess I should start the show now. it's about 15 minutes in the show. I guess I can start. This is Porch Talk Radio. For all those folks who don't know, we're making things happen here in Tampa Bay. If you want to call in during the show, the calling number here is 888-247-8712. 888-247-8712. That's the call-in number if you want to call in today and be on the show. If you want to call me, Eddie Adams Jr. And I'm glad that you are calling me at home and commenting on how bad the show is or how good the show is, and some of the things that we need to talk about and some of the things we need to look at. That's what makes this a community venue. And I know you are taking advantage of it, because I talk to people all the time. Some of you I don't know personally, but you know me because we've been doing this show for 13 years, and we stand for how we move this black community forward. I don't mix words, and I don't mince words, and I don't bite my tongue.
Keep it straight.
We're going to make some stuff happen. If you want to call me after the show or during the week, my cell phone number is 813-12. That's Eddie Adams Jr. If you want to text me, email me at Eddie, EDDIE, at porchtalkradio.com. Okay. This show this week is very important because I kind of talked about it at the end of the show last week, and it's time. My topic for the first part of this show is the new Black Republican Club. It's coming.
Oh.
It's coming because I've had so many people. Matter of fact, I had people contact me this week who I know ever since I've been in politics, and I started being in politics in 2004. 2004 is when I first got into politics. Up until then, I wasn't into politics, And I got people I've been knowing since then who were diehard yellow dog, blue dog, red dog, whatever kind of dog you want, Democrats.
But.
And when I started talking about forming a Black Republican Club, I mean the first one ever in the country was here in Tampa, 25, 30 years ago. It started here, and it's kind of went away, but I got enough new black folks who are coming to the Tampa Bay area, and they're asking, and somehow it all gets to me, I guess everybody can say, call Eddie, but those are Republicans that come from other areas. I got people who have been Democrats, I guess their whole lives, who are calling me and said, how do I join? How do I get involved with the Black Republican Club? that warms my heart because I know there was a time in which being a black Republican, you was the devil, you had horns, you had a tail, the red mask, the whole 9 yards. And I guess after 13, 14 years and listening to this show and listening to some of the things, because I don't say do it because I want you to do it. I say go look at it, go watch, see it for yourself. What you did know, you were seeing it, but you couldn't identify exactly what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like for instance, right now, today, Joe Biden is president of the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
He got a majority in the House. He got a majority in the Senate. They're spending hundreds of billions of dollars in the Ukraine for a war that they're saying, well, we're not really in the war. We just want to help, but we still spending hundreds of billions with a B dollars on it. And if you noticed last week, an American soldier died. He wanted to be a part, but he died. He lost his life fighting in this war.
Now, Mr. Alinsky from Ukraine, he's not happy with the Bidens right now, Eddie.
Uh-huh.
They only offered him $33 billion of taxpayer money to go waste however he wants.
Yeah.
Because he already bought his mansion in Miami just a while back. So he was upset because Biden had given $86 billion to the Taliban.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and then Obama.
So Alinsky's upset.
Well, Obama took a pallet full of $100 bills.
Billions. Oh my God.
To the airport in
Where'd it come from, Eddie?
Way back in the day, I mean, literally. I don't want just aid. I want a pallet of money. Who the hell does that? And they paid it. They paid it.
No idea where it came from, Eddie.
Yeah, let's send them some money. See, at the end of the day, when you watch what they do and not just what they're saying, okay, like I started out, the president Democrat, the House Democrat, the Senate Democrat, and yet black folks haven't got the right to vote finalized.
Oh, that's right.
You don't have the right to vote.
Eddie, we're too busy.
Because in a couple of years they got to renew it again. Why in the hell did they first come up with, well, we're gonna give you 5 years, then we're gonna give you 10 years? Why they treating you like an animal? They dangling this carrot in front of you, because they know it's something you're supposed to have. You need it, because when women got the right to vote, they didn't give them a one-time pass and they got to renew it. And other folks who've gone through this process, they got the right to vote or whatever right they got, and they got it, and it was done. They didn't have to keep coming back and saying, "Massa, can I please have the right to vote for another 10 years, Massa?" See, them are your Democrats who you support every election. Period.
Eddie, didn't that come up during Obama's 8 years also? It had to.
It came up every year since 1964.
Okay, I was wondering.
But what I'm telling you is these are the people you vote for. And like I say, when I first started talking on these airwaves, 13, 14 years ago, black folks literally didn't have anything good to say to me or about me. They didn't know me. They didn't know my heart. But now, something has changed. And even if you don't like what I'm saying now, because I'm talking about your Democrats, lifelong Democrats are now becoming, go to your supervisor of election office, they're now becoming independent. I have never asked you to become Republican because of me. If you become Republican, it's because of something you saw, or something you heard, or the light in your head went on, and an idea popped up there, and you say, guess what? These people have never people have never been good to my people.
Eddie,
Never.
and to prove it, and you always talk about local politics. The failing schools we've had in Tampa Bay, how many years have they been failing? And how many Democrats have come through seats of power and have allowed it to continue, Eddie? It's got to be decades.
It's been 20, 40, 50, 60 years.
They have no reason to change it, Eddie, because they keep getting put in power.
As far back as you can count.
They keep being put in power. They're like, we'll just keep doing what we've been doing because they keep staying in power.
And let me tell you something else.
Woo!
We got black Republicans running for school board. We got black Republicans running for county commission. We got black Republicans that I hear are going to be running for city council.
Ooh.
So we gotta have black Republicans running for a little bit of everything. So again, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell you what my place in this whole big picture of all this stuff happened. We're gonna get this club started, and we're gonna raise some money, and we're gonna not let the same okie dokie crap that's been happening to black folks in Tampa Bay keep continuing to happen, because some of these people who we know are not good for our community.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get them the hell out of politics. Like I say, that's what politics is a blood sport. You got to be prepared to fuss, fight, and normally what comes after that is lying and cheating. But the Democrats do enough of that for both sides, you know. But at the end of the day, and I know a lot of people don't like Governor DeSantis,
But
nationally,
woo, he's hot.
it's an awful lot of people want him to run for president with or without Donald Trump. He's that strong. But see, at the end of the day, see, people like to control power.
Oh.
You know, if I don't want power, I'm not the guy. But see, I want to control it. I want to be able to tell somebody what the hell to do.
Uh-huh.
Now, what they don't like about DeSantis is he ain't afraid of Disney.
Hey, the chairman just stepped down, Eddie. He just stepped down.
What DeSantis not afraid of Disney.
He took him.
He's not afraid of a lot of this other stuff that's going on, and he's not rich like Trump. But and I say this, and all the Republican haters out there, DeSantis is actually a very smart guy. I know you. Some of you guys are floored, but he's not gonna do anything that he think is not in the best interest of himself, his family, and the state of Florida. So all of this stuff, you keep doing. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. At the end of the day, it is politically correct for him to keep taking the stances that he's taking. See, you guys are Democrats. See, y'all, it is y'all place to say, I'm against everything that he's doing. It's just like your stance with Trump. I'm against everything that Trump was doing. And Trump was doing more to help black folks.
Big time.
Than any of those Democrats we've elected, in the last 20 or 30 years. Trump said, I can go to Chicago and erase the crime off the street. They just got to ask. Well, we can't ask Trump to do that, because then it'll make us all look bad.
And they still looking bad, Eddie.
But see, that's not the concern. They're not concerned
With dead black bodies
about black folks killing each other.
No.
Haven't you noticed that?
Ooh. Reach it.
And let me tell you something else. Everybody got a problem with folks owning guns. I'm going to tell you something. They say you should have a minimum of 3 guns. I'm going to put it out there. You need a pistol, you need a shotgun, and you need a rifle. So that no matter what's coming in your door,
it's going down.
you prepared.
You know, Eddie, real quick, to where you started at this on smart, and yet the party's changing, the Democrat Party's changing. Elon Musk supported Obama. Elon Musk supported Hillary. Elon Musk gave over $350,000 to the last campaign, which I guess Hillary's at that point. Biden, actually. And Elon Musk has now said this party has gone different than what I started out believing in. So he doesn't call himself either way.
Right.
But he says this party has gone too far beyond the left. And to think that right now, for his money he spent on that Twitter, the government wants to lecture him to spend, what, $3 trillion on keeping the Taliban out of what they gave the Taliban?
Well, I'm going to say this again.
That's stupid.
And people who haven't heard me, I don't look up at nobody. I don't look down on nobody. So even though Elon Musk may be a billionaire, I don't look up at him because I know rich folks got problems. Matter of fact, many of them got more problems than the poor folks. See, because poor folks know they ain't got no money. Rich folks spend all their time trying to keep you from taking all of theirs. And that become a burden sometimes. And if you look and watch how things happen locally, you as people, black folks, can make some stuff happen. Because once you start speaking on a regular basis
And showing up,
things start happening. And I know it's an awful lot of behind the scenes stuff happening. You know why? Y'all been raising some hell. And that's what you're supposed to be doing. Because you've been treated like hell for such a long time and you accepted it.
you know, Eddie, you got to get past the title, Democrat, Republican, because we got sorry ones on both sides. I give you that.
Yeah.
You just got to show up and do what's right for the people, what's right for your community, what's right for your family. And when you take that stance together, y'all can agree that there's a lot of bad stuff. Y'all can stand up together and go to these meetings and say, we ain't going to put up with that crap. No, we don't accept that. That's not going to happen in our community. And when we get enough minorities, black people, Hispanics, showing up, talk to these councilmen, everybody forgets, Eddie, these people in these seats of power are employees.
Right. Oh, yeah.
If you're paying for their benefits, you're paying for their trips, you're paying for vacation time, PTO, you're paying for all that.
And what they now know. And I literally went down there and told them that we're not going to let them continue disrespecting our leadership. I mean, I meant that. And if I have to go down there every week and tell them, I don't see the reason I don't go to city council meeting every week because just like anything else, people will get used to you.
Yeah.
And if they get used to you, they're not listeing to what you say.
You take shifts, Eddie.
When I go down there and talk to them, I want to make good and damn sure they hear what I'm saying. So they say, oh, it's just Eddie Adams again. Oh, he's here every week. He's here, talking about the same thing. See, that's what I don't want to happen.
We need to get teams of people going down there, Eddie, rotating out, something.
Yeah.
Not just you.
They gotta hear it, and they gotta hear it in such a way that they respect it. We got a caller. Welcome to Porch Talk Radio on this fine Saturday afternoon. Who are you? Where you calling from? And what say you? Hello.
Hey, this is call. Good morning. Good evening. How you doing here?
Hi. How you doing, Reverend?
Good. Look here. I said this and I'm gonna say it again. Immigration really was a curse to Black America.
Yes, it was.
The Democrat or the Republican Party cannot do anything for black folk unless they come together on one accord.
Yes.
It happened before. I was born in 1956. I know it can be done. That's
Yes.
the only way. I know one of them can help. Let me give you this quick example. Disney World ain't been doing right for what, 55, 60 years?
Right.
I remember when Disney built that.
Right.
Disney World. They ain't been doing right, listen here. I don't care what the Spanish do, he can go against them, that's fine. I ain't got a problem with that. Or whoever, Democrats or Republicans, both of them was wrong for letting them not pay their fair share taxes anyway. That's right. So how they gonna do black folk right?
No.
When I'm talking up for my own people now. Ain't no other race coming together with us. We better come together with us ourselves. Then we got the power. When we come back to that same power we had in the 60s, that's right, white folks will get up off us. And ain't other race that's disrespecting us. We won't have to go down there and tell City Hall to give us up. We can walk down there and say, this is what we want. You better give it to us.
That's right.
Yourself.
There you go.
Give me your comment.
There you go. See, the thing that's so important about the nature of man there is a beggar and there is a giver. The guy that's begging is in a place in our society and in our culture. The guy that's in a position to give is in our place and in our culture. But the difference between the two is there's a third person in our community, in our culture. That person demands that you do what you're supposed to be doing, or what they paying for. See, it's a difference than when you go down there and say, Mr. White Man, please give us so and so and so. See, that empowers him. That
Big
makes
time.
him stick his chest out. He may not, do it, but that's what he's doing in his mind. That's what he's doing in his head. And while you begging, he's feeling empowered. I ain't gotta beg you. I'm gonna tell you what the hell to do. See, because at the end of the day, I work for me and my family. I'm not dependent upon somebody to send me a paycheck. My income is pretty much secure for the rest of my life. I got a pension, I got Social Security, and then whatever I can pull in on the side. But at the end of the day, I don't worry about somebody calling my boss and say, guess what Eddie Adams said on the radio last week? Guess what Eddie Adams did? He came down to City Hall. He came down to County Commission meeting. He went to Tallahassee. Because when I go to Tallahassee, I act the same way. Them all elected officials up there, they no bigger, they're no badder. And before DeSantis got elected, hell, I used to go up there and talk to the damn governor. I talked to Charlie Crist, and it just came out last week that he was gay. But shit, I knew that 30 years ago.
He always did look like he walked a bit light in the pump.
But Rick Scott, I knew Rick Scott. I knew Jeb Bush. And I'm going to tell you something. People can say what the hell they want about Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush did more for black folks in the state of Florida than any Democratic governor ever did. And if you remember, when Jeb was governor, we had blacks on the Aviation Authority Board. We had blacks on ACC Governor's Board. We had blacks at Swiftmud. We had black judges. We had blacks everywhere in important, powerful places. And that's what the governor can do for you. And it ain't got to be no big political secret how that happens. And every person in the state of Florida, let me say that, every person in the sound of my voice has power. You ain't got to beg these people to do crap for you. Like those people in Silver Oaks, if you make a loud enough stink, like they did in St. Pete, if you remember, in St. Pete, those brothers and sisters over there raised holy hell. Government say, let's go down there and pacify them Negroes. Go down there and do something. They raising too much hell. I mean, Tampa's never been that kind of city, but I'm just saying, it's all in how you handle yourself. And what we got to let them know is, if we're going to handle ourselves like we run this place. See, because we do. It's our taxpayer. They got a bill coming up. The school board wants more money. The county commission wants more money. But they treat you the same way. Because I'm gonna tell you what could happen. If all the black folks in Hillsborough County voted against the tax bill,
it'd kill it.
Guess what?
It'd kill it.
They won't raise your damn taxes. See, they raise your taxes with your approval. You have to say, yes, sir, I will allow you to take more money from me, even though I ain't got money. Let me tell you something else. I went in yesterday. I got 3 PO boxes because I've been in enough organizations and groups and stuff, and I had to have a way to contact me that wasn't my personal home address. So I got PO boxes. When I bought these PO boxes
$5.
in 2004, $24 each for a year.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Now,
Now.
I went in yesterday
Uh-huh.
to renew my P.O. box for a year,
Mm-hmm.
$212 each.
Are you getting more service?
No, it's the same little rat trap box that's just big enough to keep a damn letter.
$200. Woo!
$200 for a year.
Incredible.
Everything keeps going up. And we post out the kindness and goodness of our hearts, struggling to live and pay light bill and water bill and cable bill and phone bill and all this other stuff.
And the government subsidized the post office, Eddie.
Yeah, you're supposed to come up and just say, yeah, I want to pay more taxes. And as a mantra,
Mm-hmm.
the Democratic Party,
Mm-hmm.
every stinking year that they have ever been in power,
Uh-huh.
think they can take money right out of your pocket. Because you so stupid, you keep saying, yes, sir, y'all, we Democrats, we going to vote 90% Democrat, and you just keep taking our money. Just literally keep sucking us dry.
With no transparency on where the money goes.
Don't give a
Didn't
crap.
they lose money,
Don't-
Tampa?
Don't
Tampa
give a
lost
crap
money.
where the money goes. The school board lost $150 million. Don't have a clue where it went, but now they want more. Okay, caller, welcome to Porch Talk Radio on this fine
Man.
Saturday afternoon.
That's
who,
theft.
Who are you? Where you calling from? And what say you? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. This is Gino. Calling in like I call in, listen to your show.
Hey, Gino.
Hello. This is, I say this and I've been saying it for a while. Ain't nothing new under the sun. With Democrats in power, with Republicans in power. 50s, 60s, 40s, no matter when who's in power, the same thing happens to the black people. He said, I know that the Reverend called in, and he said that Disney ain't doing nothing. They should be paying their taxes. Well, Amazon ain't doing nothing. But if you still order from Amazon, all the big companies ain't doing nothing, and they ain't paying their taxes. But you still go to Walmart. Don't tell you don't go to Walmart. Don't tell you don't order from Amazon. So now you're gonna get upset about Disney? No. And when the black people have power in the 60s, the same thing gonna happen. Okay, you got children, I got children. Either your children gonna look like you or your wife. Okay, same thing with politics. The politics don't look like you, black people, or it's gonna look like white people. The same thing gonna happen. In order to make change, and you tell me this is not right. In order to have change in America, somebody got to die. Did people die in the 60s for it? Yes. In the 2000s, it's got to die. They don't give you no change. Come on, y'all, be real. Have you seen change without somebody dying? If I give you a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but the change that we're talking about, the change that you're talking about,
Let me add something for this to be a conversation. People die every day anyway.
Okay.
Have you not been around and watched how many kids are killing kids? How many people have killed each other in Tampa Bay this year? How many abortions are happening? Those are people they're killing. So they're killing. People gonna die anyway.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say, but I'm not saying that people don't die. I'm trying to say in order for change, the change that we're talking about, the march ain't gonna get somebody gonna die, and you're gonna fight somebody for it because they ain't gonna give you no change in things that you're talking about. They ain't gonna give it to us.
But see the difference between what you're talking about, what I'm talking about. See, that's if you ask for it. See, I don't intend to keep asking for it because I'm political myself. See, I know if I fire somebody on city council the next election or two, if I keep firing the bad ones, I'm gonna eventually get one. Then I'm gonna want to keep that one.
There you
Then
go.
I'm gonna add to it.
There
See,
you
that's how we make it different. We find the ones that we can find that we know are lazy, stupid, and corrupt. And corrupt. We find them, find their asses and get some new ones in there. We will, by process of elimination, get rid of enough bad ones so that they don't want to be embarrassed to run knowing they ain't got a chance. Because that's the way it used to be for black Republicans. You know, they wouldn't show up and run because they knew black folk would never vote for them. I'm telling you right now today, it's an awful lot of black folks in Tampa Bay that will vote for a black Republican. I'm telling you because I've seen it and I know it. They didn't vote for me.
I would, and I'm a Democrat. I would vote for a black Republican, but I would want to cut out these words Republican, Democrat. I would want us all to be together as black people, but that's not going to happen because of what's happening in America.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing, what I really liked, what he said was that, like I just said again, that we all have to cut out that Democrat Republican job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
I'm good. Thank you,
very
Daniel.
much, and I appreciate.
Boy, that's a good point.
I appreciate your call.
Walmart, Amazon.
We got good, intelligent people who listen to this show, and they're not afraid to call because what I'm saying is how we systematically change a system that has never treated us right, never treated us fair, never. But what they did was they got some great marketing. They got some straight strategists who came up with a strategic plan, and you guys know about them. They sit down in 32 and 68 and come up with this plan of how we gonna control black folks, and black folks literally fell into a stupor, you know, because these people keep promising you. We got some free shit. We got some free stuff. We're gonna give you all this free stuff. Black people, you the hardest working people on this planet. You got the strongest genes on this planet. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't care where you go on planet Earth. If there was ever some black folks there, they left genes in the population and they still there. I told you this before. In the 50s, they had a master race project where the Germans were trying to create these blonde hair, blue-eyed white folks, light-skinned white folks.
The superior race.
Guess what? The superior race wasn't superior nowhere but on the paper. No population do you enter with blonde hair, blue eyes, and mate with anybody other than yourself, or you're gonna get blonde hair, blue eye, and light skin. So white folks, as a genetic being, are weak. See what make them different? They are smart. See, they taught you to hate black folks, to hate Africa. That African wasn't this, Africa wasn't that. Everything started in Africa. And once you wake up and realize that, you're going to be so proud of your people. We got a caller. Caller, welcome to Porch Talk Radio on this fine Saturday afternoon. Who are you? Where you calling from? And what say you? Hello?
Eddie Reverend Coffee again. I heard the gentleman, and he was right about some things. Listen here. When you talk about getting ready to die, you got to understand this. The damage white folk have done to you, that was done a long time ago. Now, the biggest problem you got with black folks is that, hey, you got to be careful with the ones that's selling you out. You got to be careful with black folks selling you out. Now white folks don't care that much about you to sell you out no more, because they got you to a certain extent. You got to worry about black folks selling you out. To the in the long run, you got to worry about us. If we can get all us on one accord, then that's right. You go to an African tribe, if one sells the tribe out, they kill that one. You ain't got to go out there and kill up no whole lot of folks. Look at when you talk about you ready to die, you're dealing with nationalism now.
Right.
Now, because that's told you that. Come on, man. You're doing a little bit of reading now.
Well, Reverend Coffee, this is something I want black folks to understand. Every time black folks try to take a major step forward, there is some blacks in that group that go tell the white folks, the black folks get ready to do something, and the white folks get prepared, even when it's in slavery, go kill all the black folks, and that way they ain't got to worry about sorting out the good ones from the bad. See, that's been their philosophy. But right now, with the voice we're getting prepared to speak with. See, they ain't gonna be able to do that. And we are telling them, just a different, when you're trying to sneakily do stuff, I don't know if sneakily is a word, but if you're trying to sneakily do something behind their back, I go stand in front of city council and I say, this is what we're gonna do. And this is what you're gonna do. And see, at the end of the day, when that starts happening, because when they start spending money with the black people in this community, the whole black community is gonna move forward. You see what I'm saying? If they take them millions of dollars that they're not spending and start spending those millions of dollars with black families, and they start filtering and trickling and whatever else you want to call it, meandering through the community, the whole community is going to get stronger. And that's going to make a difference. And it's not going to make just a difference for me and my kids. It's going to make a difference for generations, because it's never happened before. But once it starts happening, it's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And then we're going to be able to go to USF, and then we're going to be able to go to the county, and then we're going to be able to go to some of these other entities that ain't never spent the fair share of money with the black population here in Tampa and Hillsborough that they were supposed to be spending, and they're going to start doing it. And next thing you know, hell, we're going to be a different kind of a city. We're going to actually mean some of the things that as a city that we keep saying. And what, as our city leaders keep saying, as the mayor, the city council, and the county commission, some of that stuff they keep saying, it's going to start coming true, because they're not doing what they've been promising to do. And I started this whole conversation talking about a black Republican club. What a black Republican club is going to do, it's going to become an entity within this community that has some political clout. Because right now, none of the black clubs or groups or organizations in this community got political clout.
Because they're not allowed, Eddie.
And they've been be nationally known and did fights and battles and done all this stuff. But none of them have had a root that was politically connected, where things came because someone knew, a group of people within the organization knew how to manipulate politics and political figures the same way the white folks do to make some stuff happen. Because Bennetville over there on Channel Side, normally that wouldn't have been able to happen. But Jeff Bennick is a multi-billionaire, hundreds of billions of dollars. So guess what? He didn't have to jump through as many hoops as you and I and some other folks. But again, at the end of the day, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, once you learn how to do something, use it to your advantage. I don't have a problem with people using money and prestige and power and all that kind of other stuff.
Yeah.
We just don't have it yet.
It's changing.
But when we get it, guess what? We're going to be a force to reckon with. A powerful force to reckon with. Porch Talk Radio. And I'm going to do on this day.
On this day.
Because I found out that we got people who actually listen and look forward to it every week. And they keep putting, and on this day, and on this day, and on this day. Man, I love that. Man, I love that on this day. Well, we need more people and more folks to start doing that. But I do this all for a reason, because it's all rooted in educating our people.
And that's important.
As to how important we are as a people and as a culture. On this day, April the 30th, 1789, George Washington took office as the first elected U.S. president. On this day, April 30th, 1803, the U.S. purchased the Louisiana Territory from France for $15 million.
It was originally sold for beads.
Not the Louisiana
Indians.
purchase.
Well, the Indians back in the day.
That was New York. On this day, April 30th, 1945, Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun committed suicide. Now I'm telling you, that's only what they're saying, because they really don't know what happened, but it's in the history books that way. They had been married for only one day. 1 week later, Germany surrendered unconditionally.
On Fatal Attraction.
And that was World War II.
Yeah.
On this day, April 30th, 1984, U.S. President Ronald Reagan signed cultural and scientific agreements with China. He also signed a tax accord that will make it easier for American companies to operate in China. That's where this big China Walmart thing started, and they still taking advantage of it. Gable.
You know, folks, as we go forward, Eddie and I always like to try and bring the truth to your front door. So here are some helpful distinctions for today. Men are not women. Women are not men. Pets are not kids. Boyfriends, girlfriends are not spouses. The internet is not the local church. Words are not guns. Feelings are not facts. Creatures are not the creator. And sin is not righteous. Just want to set that straight. We always try and bring in the truth. Meanwhile, Putin is asking his advisory team for the war, what's happening? So he says, tell me guys, in one word, how's the war going? They say, good. Putin says, okay, now tell me in 2 words, how's the war going? They say, not good. So it's kind of back and forth with these guys. Meanwhile, Webster's Dictionary updates the definition of freedom as slavery. Represented with the Webster Dictionary suggested anyone upset over how they handle the English language is more than welcome to start their own dictionary. That's a little satire for some of you. Meanwhile, on Friday, President Biden said, "Fasa food." Jean was asked, his assistant, to elaborate. And she said, huh? So as we keep going forward, President Zelensky is insulted by Biden's offer for $33 billion in weapons, when Biden gave the Taliban $86 billion in weapons, after we spent $3 trillion getting the Taliban out of there to put them back in. Since student debt forgiveness disproportionately benefits the middle and upper class, is this reparations for white people? Ooh, direct hit on that one. Elon Musk says he tried to buy the Biden family, but China refused to sell. As we continue going forward, folks, we got a ton of this stuff. The vaccine is so good that you need to get 4 shots. And once you do that, you still contract COVID, likely at a higher rate than if you weren't. Yeah, that's right. Kamala Harris says it again. Anyway, the government that keeps lecturing us on Elon spending money is $30 trillion in debt. And they're lecturing someone how to spend their own money. The inflation rate during the Trump era was about 1.7 average. 1.4 average right in there. Biden's been 14.9. When you go to the grocery store, them bags are getting smaller, but that price staying the same, isn't it? So when my boss asked me if he was stupid or if I was, I simply said, sir, we all know you don't hire stupid people. Meanwhile, hi, my name is CNN Plus, and my pronouns are was and were. I think I've had milk last longer than CNN Plus. Meanwhile, Netflix has had such great success with Obama and Michelle that they've non-renewed their contract as they lay off hundreds of thousands of employees at Netflix, with the profits down like 500 million. Spotify also is running into some money issues as they've non-renewed the Obama's contract as well. There are lots of money in the hole. Joe Biden's plan is to issue cell phones to illegal aliens from over 160 countries to communicate with them. Joe Biden's spending our tax dollars to give migrants cell phones when some of us can't even afford the one we have now. If your college degree doesn't have enough value for you to pay it off, it certainly doesn't have enough value for me to pay it off. That's it for me.
All right, thank you. Clap, 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 clap,
There you
clap,
go.
clap, clap, clap.
Applause, applause.
That's the applause machine.
There we go.
And I got one thing to say before we end the program today. It's an awful lot of drugs out there that make men, Homo sapiens, above all of the other animals.
Crazy.
And half of the crap that we do as people involves manipulation of our environment, manipulation of things that we put in our body, things we take out of our bodies. And as smart as we are, and I think no matter what happens in the future, no matter how smart we get, we will not be able to make it such that a man, M-A-N, male, M-A-L-E, can have a baby.
Eddie,
B-A-B-Y.
you're not being politically correct.
I'm just saying, everybody keep telling and saying all these different genders and all this other stuff out here. The first man that gets pregnant and carries a baby to term will let you know that we have finally did something that's not biblical. Because the Creator made a man and made a woman. And He engineered them to do the functions physically that the world needed. It wasn't a mental process, it was a physical process. And all the drugs, all the machinery that we have come up with will not change what you were meant to be.
Eddie, you saying it was Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve in the garden?
I'm saying, I'm waiting to see when a man will have a baby. Okay, until next week, same bat time, same bat station, Tampa Bay. We love you.
God bless America.
Bye-bye.